Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Molly. I'm the founder, owner, operator, everything for Lacquer 22, a small nail polish company. But today we're gonna do a anti-valentines look using the Glamlite and Nightmare on Elm Street palette. This is the red one called Dream Master. It's got one of those little shifty covers on it. I'm super excited to use this. I've only used the green one. Really liked it, thought it was great. Haven't used this one, but I really want to do like a deep, vampy, smoky red eye situation, and I thought anti-valentines would be a perfect time for that. So I'm going to prep my eyes and then zoom in and we'll get started. Okay, we are primed, we're ready, we're zoomed in. Now it's time to really get into the actual palette. This is a very red tone palette. I think it's such a fun idea. I really like that we have a black in there, a bright red, and then that silver. I think all these tones are really fun to work into a red palette. I just really like the idea there. I'm super excited. I'm also gonna be using, I'm gonna try to exclusively use the Blend Bunny brush set, the eye brush set. I have had these for a minute and I haven't really used them consistently, so I'm gonna attempt using them as a system, if you will, kind of how they're intended, and we'll just kind of see how that goes. I really want this to be a smokier look and I want the red to still pop through. My idea is to use the dark lip from Unearthly from their Devour box, so I really want the outside ish, the darkest color, to be more of that black purple-ish tone. So we're gonna see if we can make that happen. I'm gonna go a little crazy, I think, and start with Villain. So that is the black shade right there. We're gonna put that in the outer corner as usual. If you're used to seeing my looks, I guess, you can probably tell already that this is much smaller than I usually keep my rough draft of eyeshadow. That's just because we're working with black first, and that's such a deep color and it can go wrong very quickly if we're not careful. So now I'm gonna kind of move into the crease a little bit. We're gonna take Midnight, and Midnight is trademarked. That's interesting. It's this middle matte right there. Take that, and it's gonna go mostly in the crease. I'm gonna try to keep it low and then blend it upward and outward. That way the color is not crazy. We'll see what happens though. So the Midnight Red is definitely more of a pink leaning red than a red red. I wish it was more of a red red, but it is what it is. It's still a pretty color. I still like it. And I think it's actually gonna work really well for the intention here for anti-valentines. But you can probably tell it's not really touching the black. That's okay. We're gonna get there with this step. I'm gonna take a brush that's in between the sizes that I used for the black and the red, and I'm gonna take the shade called Terror, which is the like deep maroon type shade, and I'm going to kind of connect, extend the dark color more inward on my lid so that we can connect it a little bit more without going too dark too fast, have a little bit more control, and let's see what happens. Now we have Terror kind of building the bridge between the red and the black, so we have more of a kind of bloody vibe, which I think in my day-to-day life would disgust me, but it works for anti-valentines, it works for Nightmare on Elm Street, so I'm not mad about it. I'm gonna go in now to kind of smooth out the edges a little bit, connect a little bit more, blend a little bit more, because it's looking a little rough because I didn't spend a whole lot of time on it. So I'm going to kind of perfect the edges just a little bit. I'm probably going to take the tiniest bit of Chest of Souls, so it's this lightest matte right here. It's more pink tone for sure. That might help blend it out, we'll see. But after I'm done there, then we will add these shimmers. We have our eye almost complete. We have all the mattes down. I ended up not using Chest of Souls, the lighter matte. I just kind of used all the other shades that we've used so far and blended them out a little bit more, a little bit better. And now we have this. I've already put my glitter glue on, and we're gonna try to use 3 shimmers. So from the inner part of the eye outward, we'll use Springwood Slasher, Dream Warrior, and Don't Fall Asleep. So these 3 shimmers right there. I'm gonna start with the red and then do the darker one, and then I'm just gonna use the tiniest bit of the silver, because I'm not sure if I want it to be the star of the show. We're gonna find out. But here is the red called Dream Warrior. See, and this is kind of the red that I was thinking the red matte would be. And this is more of a matte with glitter. So instead, we're gonna go to Nancy, which is the one on the edge, more of the silver, like gunmetal almost. I think those 2 shimmers worked out pretty well. I like how punchy the red is on the lid just right now as is. I'm now going to take Springwood Slasher, the silver, and try to put a little on the inside here, and then just kind of very barely touching it over the rest. This way I can hopefully have a little bit more of that shimmer, trying to connect the red a little bit more. All these shimmers are very different in depth and color. I would highly recommend you use a different finger for each shimmer you use, or a different brush. Their coloring, their depth, their tones are just so different from one another. I really think you would benefit from having different tools. I will also say that these shimmers, the 3, I guess 4 really that I've touched, they're a little drier than I'm used to. I think they still give a good impact, but they're definitely not as punchy as they could be. Springwood Slasher, the silver, was much more in your face wabam, and I wish the others were more like that. I will say I've only ever seen a red with this kind of pulled back shimmer finish, so I'm wondering if that's just a simple formulation thing. But even Nancy, the like deep slate gray shimmer, is fine. I think the mattes are definitely the winners in this palette for sure. I'm gonna zoom out, I'm gonna do the rest of my face, and then we will finish the eyes and put on the lip. All right, I'm back. I have my light on now because it started getting dark outside. My window was not doing it anymore. I took the smallest little amount of the shade called Terror right here on my lower lash line, really keeping it on the outer portion. My goal with this look was to try to keep an elongated eye instead of making my eyes look big and round and wide like they typically are. But my eyes are done, my face is done. We're now gonna go in for lips, and I'm gonna be using Chomp from Unearthly. It's this. I think it'll still work. It might be, I have to remind myself, it looks more brown in the tube than it does on my lips, so I think it'll still be fine, but we're gonna find out. I'm first using the Vintage lip liner from NYX. This is definitely more red toned than the lip itself. Lip liner on, and now we go into Chomp. I know I say it every time, but I really love the satin lip formula from Unearthly. They're so comfortable, super pigmented. I think it's a real win. I ordered the Valentine's box and I'm stoked. I really love this lip. I just don't ever feel like I can wear it out because I'm a teacher by day, but I love it so much. I feel like it looks decent on my skin. It's without being like a full black, kind of how I feel with Chocolate Wasted from Dose of Colors. I just really like it. I think it looks good. I think it works. Okay friends, this is my anti-Valentine's Day look. I wanted to still have the red in there, and I think it pops through really well with my eyes being open, but still having enough depth to where it's the anti-Valentine's Day. Love the lip, love the darkness of the lip to the black on the eye. I think everything works out really well. I used a very neutral and light blush because I feel like the rest are pretty, like my eyes and my lips are kind of a lot. So I wanted to keep cheeks a little bit neutral, a little bit natural. I really love how this turned out. I feel like, unfortunately, this is very similar to the look I did when I used the Devour box here on YouTube, because I think I stayed more with those red tones from that palette. But regardless, I think the palette is really good. Again, the shimmers aren't quite everything for me, but that doesn't really scare me away. I love using my Noctilucent palette from Blend Bunny as kind of an enhancer, if you will, for when I don't love the shimmers that are given to me in the palette. I also think the brush set from Blend Bunny is super good. Bristles were super soft. I feel like they had a really good denseness for the different shapes and sizes that they are. Truly by a makeup artist and not just a regular stock brush. At least that's how it feels to me. I think she killed it with that. I think palette is really good. The mattes, again, are super amazing. The red blended out really well. I know I kind of spent some, I like kind of doubled up on the time I spent blending it out, but I think really if I just kind of went a little more the first time, it would have been fine. I was also purposely building a rough draft, so I didn't go too crazy with the red. Glamlite, really good quality. And then, of course, I love this lip because I've said it 4 times already. But that's my anti-Valentine's Day look. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye.